Blair Gilbert here for MrHardware.com and Gilbert's Pro Hardware in St. Clair Shores. Coming into the fall, we're running into the leaky gutter season. I just want to show you a couple of products, and one that's especially good that may be hard to find, but is really the best of all the gutter products. So here, let me real quickly, I'll show you the standard gutter and flashing caulk. Made by several different people. It's beautiful. It comes out gooey and stringy and can get everywhere. It's a little hard to control. It's heavy bodied, so it's not so good at seeking a void. Kind of goes over a joint. It's okay. Then this stuff's been on TV an awful lot. Spray sealant. Kind of cool. You can spray it in a napkin or whatever, and what'll happen is it'll turn it into a waterproof surface. We could take and have a leaky gutter and we could spray it over a joint and lay it in here, but it's just a superficial band-aid. As soon as this gutter moves and shrinks after a year or two, I don't think this is going to be around. This is not my long-term solution. Good to get me out of a jam sometimes, but not my favorite product either. Then I've got the real stuff, the through the roof. Now this is a thick, kind of like a jello. This can be put on a wet surface, will stop a leak while it's wet, works down to zero. Again, a very thick, nice product, good product, but it's not going to penetrate into a joint or anything. It's going to lay over the top. It's good for nail holes, gluing shingles down, doing certain things. If I can get it between my mating surfaces, awesome product, and it works wet. I use what the gutter professionals use around here. They tell me this is the only thing I should carry. We took and made a sample of a gutter, and this stuff is relatively thin, so I've already took and put a thin bead into these end caps. Parbond is a rubber-based, thin sealant glue. It's a little on the thin side. So when it comes out, it's not thick like caulk. It's thin enough that it will go and it will find a void and soak into a void. I run a thin bead right in the joint, just like that. I don't need a ton, and I just run it along. The squeeze tube makes it easy to get into tough gutter spots, and this product will shrink and suck into the joint just like it did into the end caps. I just put a bead on the surface of the end caps and I let it flow in, which it did beautifully. You'll be able to see how waterproof it is. So you see that little thin bead I have in there? That's going to shrink up. It's going to draw into the joint and seal it and glue this gutter together like you won't believe. So Parbond's a little hard to find. It's kind of a commercial product. Sometimes you have to go on the internet to get it. We sell a lot of it here at Gilbert's Hardware because this is what I want people to use in their gutters. A lot of times we come to a job and some amateurs ahead of us have taken and tarred this and smeared goop and silicone, all kinds of stuff on it. And if I can just find a void or a crack, I'll go in here with a wood chisel or a scraper and I'll try to peel that old crap out of here. And if I can get to the joint, I guarantee you I'll have a seal. If there's a crack in their old stuff, I can put this in the crack. This will draw into the cracks. You don't always have to get it all out of there, but this is the stuff. Works, lasts a whole lifetime of the job. Get maybe 20 years out of it or more. We're going to take and let this sit and cure. We're going to come back to this in 24 hours and we'll fill it with water and we'll show you how strong and well this product is working to build this gutter. Parbond works on aluminum. It works equally well on galvanized. And you can see on the inside it's perfect candidate for the Parbond because there's a little void in there all the way around the can. So I'm going to put a bead around in here, and this is going to solve this guy's problem too. Simple, easy repair. So we did this the other day. We let it dry. 24 hours is usually more than enough. Remember, this is a gutter. So when it's raining out, we expect a little water coming out of a gutter once in a while. There we have it. 1 gallon of water in our gutter. And not a drop is coming out. Without making a mess of my job, using just a little bit of the Parbond, we built this gutter, glued it, and it's strong, done, waterproof, can't beat it. So Next time you're working on a gutter, remember, you don't want to use thick glues, you don't want to use tar, you don't want to use butyl that's real thick. You want something that's thin and a little watery, like the Parbond, that's thin, seeks a void, went into the cracks, glued the gutter together. I'll dump the water out, I'll show how strong this is. And how it bonded. This stuff will last 20 years. This is the gutter guys that trade with me in my hardware store when they do miters and assemble gutter. This is a 20-year seal, but it took some effort to pull this apart. These end caps I know won't pull apart easy. So, there it is, Parbond, thin, fix the gutters, do it right the first time. Thank you from MrHardware.com.